All right, so today we're taking advantage of breaking the weather. It's Sunday. Weather's mostly clear-ish compared to yesterday. Um, but this past week was Blitz week, and somehow I made it through unscathed. And actually, I got pulled in a couple times. Had to exit to the scale, but never got pulled in for inspection. But one of the things that had me a little nervous, I think it was like mainly Thursday and Friday, was this light right here. Ooh, this light right here. It's been a little glitchy. Kind of intermittent. Every now and then, it wouldn't come on. Then I'd have to jiggle it, or the connector would come unplugged. So I ordered some new ones. Got these off Amazon, so they're nothing special. It's True Mods. That's the number. They call these beehives, and I'm not sure if the difference between these and watermelon whites is how much of a point it comes to, or are those names interchangeable? I don't know. So anyway, since it's not raining, I thought I'd come by and take care of this. And pretty simple, straightforward repair that I'm sure if I went to a shop, went to Speedco, it's probably a 1 hour minimum plus the cost of the light. I think on Amazon, these were $17 and you get two of them. So let's look at the condition. This is the one I took out. Now you can see the terminals there, and they were kind of spread out and pretty goopy. The new one's covered, taped over. But, these were a little bit corroded. The big issue was the connector. Now that's the connector I took off, and you see that one on the right is kind of missing its tip. Here's what the new one looks like. A little longer. And there's some other styles I have in my kit here. That's more rounded. So it wasn't getting a good connection. So I had to get under here. I cut the old one out. Oh, let me get more of this under here. Turn on some light. Maybe. So I ended up, this is the kit where the old one was spliced into the harness, but there's not a whole lot of cable left coming to this box. So I left that there and cut the connector off and left the new connector full length. So I've got two splices there. That's the old splice. Here's the new one. I used the crimp butt connectors that have the heat shrink shield, and then I did a wrap of tape and heat shrink over it to try to keep the, you figure, right here's the rear wheels of the trailer, so you get a lot of debris and spray kick up in there. And I, coated the connector real good with dielectric grease. Now, one thing I had to do, I had to reuse the old grommet. For whatever reason, the grommet that comes with these lights, it goes in, but I just could not get the light to pop in. I tried heating it. I got my heat gun right there. Tried heating it up to soften this up some, and it just wouldn't go. So I just reused the old grommet. It's a little bit softer. Maybe the diameter is just a tiny bit different. But yeah, so that was today's project. I did find there's some chafing on the cabling under there. So I can't find my, oh, what do you call it? My wire loom stuff. I know I have it because I just used it. It's at home in the garage somewhere. I thought it was here in the truck, but it's not. So I'll have to, if I find a load for tomorrow before I take off, I need to find it at home, or I'll stop by Harbor Freight and get another roll, and get it up under there. Let me show you. So right there, and then up through there, even though there's some chafing protection over the steel, you can see it's still rubbing. So I'll get some wire loom and throw around that to give it some. So now while we're talking about doing repairs, now I'm going to, this light works, so I'm going to keep it in my box. Let me here. So this is the box I have. Little ammo can. I've got lights. Got some round amber. Round red ones. And I think at one point I had put these on the sides, but I didn't like them. I liked this style. It sticks out, gives it a little more clearance. Or, you know, a little more visibility. I've also got, somewhere in here, oh, license plate lights, because I went through a period of time where my license plate light was acting up. So I've got it, and every time you buy one of these lights, it comes with a new connector. So I keep all that together in there. And then show you this while I got it out. This little bin is, well, I've got some specialty tools in there. That's my slack adjuster tools. But basically, this is kind of like my electrical kit. MAF cleaner if I need to clean my boost sensor. Meter, electrical tape, strippers, butt connectors, dielectric grease. I also have my airline cutting tool, a pair of dikes, you know, some more butt connectors. I've also got some caging bolts in there. Just kind of the miscellaneous odds and ends, specialty stuff. You know, my wrenches and pliers and that sort of thing is in my tool bag. Got some wire. Got my brake gauge tool. Dielectric grease. O-ring grease. A little bit of anti-seize. Piece of sheet rubber that I can use for chafing protection for wires or air lines. This I probably picked this up somewhere off the ground. Looks like old nylon straps, but it's not heavy like the heavy 4-inch strap. But again, great to wrap around air lines. Lad hand seals. So that's my electrical / specialty toolkit. So there you go. Always some maintenance to do, and the more you can do yourself, the less money you got to give. The less money you got to give to someone else. It's always worthwhile to learn how to do some of this stuff yourself. And I've got to do another video because this week I had another repair I had to do on the road. That happened Thursday afternoon coming out of Spokane. So I need to do a quick video on that. I ended up, real quick, I got into Freightliner because it was like the next exit. It was the Freightliner dealer there in Spokane. And they had the part I needed. $100 for the part. if I would have had them do it, minimum of 1 hour labor at $210 an hour, and it took me, aside from the struggle I had because I thought I was doing something wrong, the repair itself was about 15 minutes. Even if I were to call it 30 minutes for me to do, an actual shop mechanic who does this stuff for a living would have had it done in 15 minutes. But they would have charged me a full 1 hour minimum, $210. So I'm telling you, yeah. Now, the company drivers, I guess it's no big deal. The company's paying for it. But a little guy, one truck owner op, I can't afford to be taking my truck to the shop for every little thing, like a freaking light bulb, or in this case, it was a wheel speed sensor that I was just talking about. But I'll do a video on that and show you guys what I had to do. But yeah, there's always something to do, always maintenance, always upkeep. And yeah, the more you can do yourself, the more money you save. Like I said, company driver, big fleet company driver, you probably don't give a damn. Owner ops, we do give a damn. Can't afford to be giving all our money to the shops. So stay safe out there. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Maybe comment about some repairs you've had to do. And I mean, this just doesn't apply to truck drivers. If you've seen any of my other videos, I have a toy hauler. I've replaced stuff. I have videos of maintenance I've done on my toy hauler. Again, the RV repair places, they're a couple $100 an hour. If I can go online and find the parts and it's within my capability, oil change on the generator, replacing the jack stands, the levelers, all kinds of stuff like that. Replacing the brakes, doing the bearings. If you got a little bit of mechanical knowledge, or you can go and become a YouTube mechanic. And there's a lot of information out there. You can figure out how to do this. Like I said, if you got any mechanical skill and the tools and a place where you can work on it, well worthwhile. All right, that'll do it for this one.